Okay, based on yesterday's thread of analysis, we talked about a short-term upside before experiencing what we called could be, a little bit of pain, right, guys? So we ended up getting that pain, and we ended up knocking out that bottom side target as well, as we spoke of. The curious thing is that when we were on that thread of analysis, we were talking about the worries of a sell side signal coming in from Alpha Light. And that sell side signal, pulled us out of a position from which was previously long. Now, what happened shortly after was exactly what we were talking about. A potential long happened into the resistances that we were looking for. 237s, 8s, 9s, potential 41 and 45, I believe. And we knocked it out. Now, the sell side signal came in just at that top side of around 244 before this thing capitulated to what looks like as low as around 231. What's curious is that this thing called it out just about as accurate as I think the Arca Bulls team did too. So we got the opening of this bar, and by that close, it maintained a buy side signal, and you can see here that from 234 to the present 251, where we're headed to, there is still no sell side on this, and in fact, it's getting pretty intense. Now, why is this happening, guys? How is this possible? And how is the 7-month thesis still in line? It's still on track here, right? Well, that and much more on this episode, guys. Let's go ahead and get this thing started, right? But before that analysis, please do me the favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Do everything necessary to get this thing to live long, thrive, and survive. My name is Arca, coming at you here at 10:10 p.m. Pacific time, Wednesday, November 12th. And we are observing XRP. Oh my goodness, man. English and I are just not agreeing today, right? So spot price 250.66 and counting, and actually on a takeoff here, guys. So it looks like we're building a bit of a bull flag here, and I do think that this could lead to further upside. Now, yes, we did get the news, guys, so let's go ahead and take a look at this right down here. The longest stoppage in U.S. history is now officially over. Okay, so a lot of the pain that we experienced, right? A lot of the pain that we experienced in the prior days, not today, right? I'm talking about, or this last session here, I'm talking about over the span of the last week. We were watching highs of Ethereum, actually 3 weeks, right? So we were watching the highs of Ethereum roughly around what? The 4700s? And guys, that what is it? The beginning of October. Yeah, the beginning of October, almost $4,800, right? And that thing dropped all the way as low as just around 3,055. And that, that kind of price action that throws people off like crazy, right? This massive low here. But it's interesting how these statistics play out no matter what. Now, guys, if you are, just a quick little side note here, if you are interested in picking up your copy of the Alpha Light, make sure to grab the link in the description below, and make sure to send me a TradingView username and also an email to arcabulls@gmail.com when you do so, for your lifetime subscription to this indicator. Okay, guys, so let's go ahead and come back here to Ethereum, as this thing is giving us some throttle from that very bottom side of just about 33.79. Why am I talking about Ethereum, though? Well, remember, guys, that we were talking about the correlation between, well, first of all, the inverse correlation between tether dominance, which is your USDT, and the strength of Ethereum. So Ethereum, it gets affected real hard anytime that this 7-month phase completes. So when we have the top of tether dominance and it starts retracing, it usually dumps out pretty good. And Ethereum thus jumps pretty strongly. And I'm talking about Ethereum because the correlation between Ethereum and XRP is pretty strong. Okay, so right now on the 15-minute time frame, for example, the correlation between XRP and Ethereum is just about 85 in the 85 percentile, jumping up to around your hourly time frame. We're still within that 73 percentile. Let's go to the 8-hour time frame. We're still at 82 percentile there, guys. And this is your daily time frame, sitting on a massive 90% correlation to Ethereum. And that is why I'm talking about it. Now, to further move things along here, this was the, from the Alpha Light chart. this is your bull flag, right? And we can kind of see that bull flag from a larger perspective from this chart over here. In fact, it's not just any bull flag though. It's also a combination. If we drop our time frames just a little bit here, 8-hour time frames should do it, or maybe even 12. We can actually see that on this downtrend, we have created the presence of an inverse head and shoulders. So now this inverse head and shoulders would give us a pretty intense upside, guys. So let's go ahead and figure that out, because I can already see the very light regression here. That could be the neckline for this formation. Okay, guys, so just about this here, it looks like it, right? Let's make that a solid line so that everybody could kind of see what that is, and we'll keep it white and a little bit thicker too, right? Just like that. All right, perfect. Now let's generate from that neckline all the way to the bottom side of the head, just about here, to determine what that upside target can be, right? So this would be just about it here. Neckline to just around the center of your right hand shoulder. This takes us to a target of just about 320.58. It does have a lot of correlation, right? So I would say that the tangible price on this would be let's see. Yeah, I would say, I mean, the lower supports down here, those would be parts of other plays, right? And you'll see it based on the on the bull flag, right? The bull flag may actually be around these targets here. So why don't I just go and kind of paste that here just for now, and the range of that bull flag could be just about here. And of course we have this section right down here to give us the resistance and the breakout ranges, right? But we're going to get to that in just a bit. I want to give you the top side target and analyze that first. So yeah, I'm thinking that this could be the space for your tangible top side target, seeing that we can get there with enough strength and enough liquidity, right? This will be the turn of what we were talking about in that 7-month thesis potential. I mean, if it really continues with this kind of strength, guys, I can see that probable $4 to maybe $5 here pretty soon. And yeah, so now let's you know, I don't like to be super sensational about things, right? But let's talk about this bull flag here first before we can move forward. Okay, so the bull flag would give you a measured move of, guess what? This is what we were saying, right? Just around that 283.32, but it's actually, the psychology is 286.36. But yeah, so this is, you know, we kind of expected that target to be there. The one thing that's going to be done here is just about this. So let me go ahead and give you the trajectory on this so you can understand why I'm drawing all these lines here. And that's because those are stopping points, right? Those are areas, checkpoints that we would essentially use on the way up, this price. So yeah, we have a small range here too, right? So this would be, yeah, this would be the resistance here for short-term traders. Take profit in there, right? Short traders would enter that risk right about there too, to pull back the market and validate the 254 area. Just like this, guys, okay? Let me show you. We're going to have to draw these red because they are in fact resistance points, right? Just key, you know, just so that we're all on the same page here. I'm going to try to do this as fast as humanly possible, but it is important for us to kind of put out these targets, as I do know that a lot of people are kind of, you know, you guys are kind of, you know, maybe considering my opinion, which you should really take with a massive grain of salt, right? Because who the heck am I? I don't know nothing. All right, guys. So this, yeah, this would be your top side take profit targets for short-term traders, right, guys? We need to understand the dynamics of short-term because that's what pulls the market back. Okay, so this would be your more macro look into, I would say, what could be maybe a 2-day effort. I mean, with enough strength, guys, this can be done. XRP can do miraculous things over just a short period of time. All right, so yeah, so this is what I mean, right? The direction bias over this entire thing is really to kind of draw it in this fashion here. I will show you manually. Okay, now while I do this here, guys, while I prepare my lines, I want to remind you that when you join the Arca Bulls trading team, guys, there is no way I'm reaching out to you first, or I'm not greeting you first, right? I'm not saying congratulations for coming in. You know, are you interested in this? Or no, guys, no. That's definitely not me, right? I will never message you or friend request you first. That is a dead promise for me to you, so that we all know to keep that in mind, right? So if we are able to make sure that that is the rule of thumb here, then none of us are going to get screwed by the scammers. Okay, guys? So take that into deep consideration. I will never reach out to you first, message you first, or any of that stuff as long as I live. Okay, guys? So please take under that consideration not to give your money away to any of these scammers and pretenders. Okay, guys? I love you all so much. I hope that you can really, really hear what I just said and take that and take that to heart. Okay, guys? All right. So yeah, this is, so far you can see the zigzags that I'm drawing, right? That's why I'm doing it. It's just because that's how price action tends to behave as we break into new levels and new highs, right? In this case here, when we're jumping into this high, it's not necessarily that we'll resist at that exact high. Sometimes it'll be a very short-term resistance, but it'll continue to the next relative high, which would be this one here, to then back test and validate this area here, right? So that would be kind of a thing for us to observe. Now, also the proximity between the spaces, right? So this area here in comparison to how high this was here, that may not be only pertinent to this. It may actually be pertinent to this macro bottom, right? And then we come out of this, right? And then we just kind of consolidate for a little bit and then officially make those explosive moves to the upside, which we know that XRP is very, very well capable of, right? And pull back that market and then continue on our merry way to some exponential targets, right? Or some targets of parabolic nature here. So all good. I am pretty excited over how the statistics based on the 7-month thesis are still working out, right, guys? Sometimes the charts, sometimes the probabilities are set before us, or set before even us, right? The thing is that it's the behavior of it all, right? So if we're noticing that there is behavior, we can see it through the eyes or through the feeling of volatility, linear volatility against momentum, and we can see iterations or instances that have happened in the past, which puts us in similar, it's like a similar behavioral criteria that you can observe volatility like, right? Not one person is going to observe volatility like another, or momentum. So I encourage you guys to continue studying and continue practicing and being your very best selves for your craft. But so far, guys, yep, this is what I think we're about to do. Price action here could draw down just a little bit of time. I'm wondering if we can actually make our way down towards this. I'm going to give you the macro support. Okay, guys, that's the last thing I want to do here for you, and we shall be good to go. Let me get myself out of the way so you could see the cursor on this side, right? So yeah, see this price action is breaking out of this price here, but the proximity between where this would resist to this may not be it. We're breaking out completely, right? We're ignoring this here and this. So this, and alongside this here, that makes your entire support bound, right? So that's where I'm going to draw the support. Potential pullback could be as deep as 236.95 to around the top side of just about 241.68 with a liquidity at 244.85. Let's leave that as blue. Okay, guys. So this would be, this probably would be a great entry. I'm not sure if we're going to reach it, right? But it would be ideal if we did. And we'll put, you know what? I'll put the receipts on that as well for your convenience here, guys. And we'll move on forward. In fact, I think this would be more like this here, right? There we go. There we go. And this would be around that area there. Okay, cool. And let's leave this receipt down here as well, and this one right over here. Okay, guys. So yeah, one of the benefits that you get when coming into the to the trading team is that a lot of the times I am filming this live to the to the trading team, right? So this is the trading team live right now. So what I do is just kind of pause everything like this just for a quick screen grab, right? I'll take the screenshot and I will go ahead and just come into the chat like this, and I will put the chart that we just analyzed so that they know exactly what's going on, right, guys? So that is how we do it here in the Arca Bulls trading team. Consider joining, guys, and everything will be cool. But with that said, guys, I think we're pretty good to go from here. If any questions or concerns, reach out to me at arcabulls@gmail.com and everything will be cool. All right, guys? But from here, I think I will speak to you later. All right, team? Adios, and yeah, adios. Please take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy, sell, or hold any assets whatsoever. Ever. I need you to do your own due diligence, and everything will be cool. But with that said, team, I wish you well. A very good rest of your night and or day. And I will catch you at the Bell Mañana. Adios, team. Hold up. You guys already know what I do here sometimes. For those of you that hold on for the oh yeah, this is a quick little thing that I'm going to be mentioning here in the next video. So what do I have for you guys? I have this. The 1 week volatility versus, this is your linear volatility versus stochastic momentum signal is still fired and very much on an upside bias here. And we are absolutely hitting the gas on that upside. Please remember that some of these targets here, the mean, literally just your mean, right, is leading, let's see. Yeah, the mean is leading to around 369, 61% up. Your standard deviation is leading to a 170% up, landing at 686. And from those targets, should we maintain strength? Should we maintain the strength that we need? We can see targets of up to 948 and even targets of up to around 1380. You don't even want to hear these yet, but stick around for the next episode and I will show you then. All right, guys, thank you so much. We'll talk to you soon. Peace, and peace.